Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to the second part of the lecture number 12. My name is Engineer Jafar Ali and I'm instructor for this course. So, we were discussing about the examples on the RH criteria. We have done a few examples on the simple uh, characteristic equation, that how you can find the stability of a given equation or a system. But there are a few special cases which can occur while you are solving this RH criteria to check the stability of a system. So the first one is the first case. There are some special cases, and the first case is when there is a first zero in the first column. So when there can be a situation that can occur, and the situation is that there will be a zero in the first element, or you can say the first route array. So the route array will be composed of a zero. So this is the first special case, and how you can solve this case actually. You can solve this case by substitution by substituting this zero with this epsilon. So this epsilon is basically a very small number, and you can replace the zero by epsilon. So let's see with an example. So you can see that in this example, this is the characteristic equation. This is given to us, and after we this is the RH table that we have just solved, and this starts from this S3 and goes to S0, and the values will be this 1, and then this 2 will be skipped, then this 1 again, and then the other row will be similar to 2. And when you solve this thing, this 2 1s are 2 minus this 2 1s are 2 divided by this lower term, this 2. So this turns out to be 0 by 2 or 0. So you see that there is a 0 in the first column, that is the route array, and the 0 is basically there. So you have to do it. What do you have to do is basically you have to substitute this by an epsilon sign, and after that we will be having we will solving this thing. So let's go with a deep example. This complex example. We have asked that we have been asked at determine the stability of a system having a characteristic equation that is mentioned below. So this is the equation, and you see that the values, the polynomial degree is basically 5. So starting from the S5, S4, S3, S2, S1 and S0, and the coefficients will be something like this 1, 2, 11, and then the second row will be this 2, 4 and this 10. So these two rows are mentioned over here. Now to find this value, you have to do this thing minus this thing divided by this. So you know that this 2 by 2 basically 4, and 4 minus 4 turns out to be 0. So now you have found out that this is basically 0. So the thing that the solution you have to do is basically you have to substitute this 0 with this epsilon. So you have done that, and by using in the next step you won't be using any values. Instead you will be using some variables, and this C1 and D1 will be mentioned over here. This value of the C1 will be this 12 this 4e minus this 12 divided by this epsilon, and if you solve this thing, you get the value minus 12 divided by epsilon. So minus 12 divided by epsilon is the value. And how does this value occur? Basically you just took this epsilon common, and this epsilon will be cancelled with this epsilon, and inside you will be remain this minus 12 divided by epsilon. So this epsilon divided by 12 is basically over here, and similarly the value of d will be depending on the value of c1. So this d1 will be equal to this 6c1 minus 10 epsilon divided by this c1. Now you can see that this c1 has a minus sign, and this d1 is basically turns out to be 6 when you put the value of c1 over here, that is minus 12 divided by e. You have to put this c1 over in the numerator as well as in the denominator. The value will turn out to be 6. So you see that the value of c1 was minus and the value of d1 is plus. So you saw that the sign change twice. One is from this epsilon to this c1 change into minus, and then again this minus c1 this minus sign change into plus sign in the next step, that is d1. So there are two sign change, so it means the system has two roots that was on the right half plane, so the system is said to be unstable. Now let's talk about another very interesting example. We have to find the value of k for which the system is said to be unstable. So we have to find the value of k for which the system is unstable. So in the last class, in the last part actually, we have discussed the value of, we have found the value of k for which the system was stable. Now in this case it has asked us that what is the value of k for which system is unstable. So the same thing we will be doing is that starting from s4, s3, s2, s1 and s power 0, and the values of these polynomials will be this 1, 1 and this k, and then again this 1, 1 and 0. So this was your thing, and after that you saw that this thing minus this thing turned out to be 0, so you replaced it with epsilon, and similarly in the next step it turns out to be c1, and the next step it turns out to be k. It is nothing but a simple mathematics. Now you know that the c1 is nothing but this epsilon minus k divided by the epsilon. So you did this thing, epsilon minus k divided by this thing. So if you take epsilon common on this side, you will be getting this minus k divided by epsilon. So this is the thing. If you take this epsilon as a common, you get this equation, and you know that for any value of greater than k, any value of k greater than 0, the system will be unstable. So the system will be unstable if the value of k is greater than 0. Also you see that the last term on the first column is basically k. This term, the last term in the first column is basically k. So a negative value will result this directly this if k is negative, so the system will become unstable. So the system is unstable for all the values of the k. So if you put k greater than 0, if you put k greater than 0, this equation is not satisfied. Similarly, if you put k less than 0, this equation is not satisfied. So it means for all the values of k, the system will be unstable. So the system is unstable. There is no effect of this value k, because system will be unstable for all the values of k. Because we have to satisfy, you see, we have to satisfy both of these conditions. The first condition was c1, and the second condition was the last k. So from c1 we got that the value of k should be greater than 0. Should not be greater than 0, and for the last term we saw that the value of k should not be less than even 0. So we are left with no other choice. So we concluded that the system is unstable for all the values of the k. So let's talk another example. You see that the value is given, the equation is given to us is basically this thing: s5 to s4 to s3, 4s4, 4s2, 11s and 10. So starting from s5 to s0, and the values will be 1, this 2, this 1, this 2, this 11, and then this 2, this 4 or this 10. So 1 to 11 and 2, 4, 10. We got this 0, so we shifted it epsilon and we solved this, Instead of C1, let's write it down as it is, and again we multiply this thing with this and this thing with this and divide it as a whole by this. So we got approximately 6 and then 2. And how do we found out the value of this thing? Because we found out the value of this thing, 4 epsilon minus 12 is divided by epsilon should be greater than 0. So if you find the value of this epsilon, this turns out to be 6. So it means there are two sign changes. You can see that this is nothing but this minus 12 divided by epsilon. So you see that this is the same example which we discussed in the previous slide. Actually, this example this is the same thing. This is the same example. It is also done over here. Now let's talk about another example. You see that this is the equation that is given to us starting from S4 to S0 132. This is, let me highlight it for you, this 1, this 3 and this 2, and this is over here 132, and this 1, this 2 and 0, this 1, this 2 and this nothing, so it is 0 over here. So if you solve this, you get a 0 over here, and instead of 0 you can replace it by a sign of, you can say epsilon, and you can find the value of epsilon. And if you found out the value, you will see that there will be no sign change actually in the this first row as first column, that is the route array. So there is another method you can by which you can solve this equation as well. So let's see that method as well. This method involves derivative of the auxiliary polynomial. So the method starts with the same procedure that you have to write. First thing that you have to write is basically to set the route array table, and starting from S4 to S0 you have done the same process, and the variables are there as the coefficients are there as it is. But when you get the 0 value, you get the 0 value over here, the thing that you do is basically you have to take the auxiliary polynomial, and after that you have to take the derivative of that. So the auxiliary polynomial of this for this place turns out to be this s square plus 2. So the appropriate method is basically you have to s square plus s power 0, and with that s power 0 you have to write the value. This is, if this is s square, so the next will be s2, because similarly you see that this is the value of coefficient was of s4 was 1, and the coefficient of s2 was this 3. So there is a gap of 1. Similarly, if this is s2, so this will be s actually s power 0 actually, and this is basically multiplied by 2. So s power 0 turns out to be 2. So this is came from this equation, s square plus 2. Now if you take the derivative of this thing, you get the value of 2. If you take the derivative, you get this 2 over here. So you can replace the 0 by this 2, and you will start moving forward, moving on. You at the last step you get this sorry, this 2 over here. So you see that the auxiliary array excuse me, turns out to be 1 1 1 and then 2 2. So you see that there is no change of sign over here. So if you see no change of sign in the first route array, so it means there are no roots on the right half plane. If there are no roots in the right half plane, it means the system are stable. The system is stable, but some roots are on the imaginary axis. This means because this was the auxiliary polynomial, and by the help of that we concluded that there are no roots on the right half plane, but it doesn't mean the system is accurately stable. It means there are some instability, and that's minute instability is because of the roots that are on the imaginary axis. So it doesn't mean that the system is unstable. It means there are some roots on the imaginary axis. Let's see another example by using this method. How can you solve this? So this is the equation as S3, S2, S and 1. So S3, S2, S and 1, and the coefficients were 1, 1, 1, 1. So if you solve this, you get 1 minus 1 divided by 1, so it gets 0 over here. And you can ignore that 1 by using this thing S2 plus 1 into s power 0, that is also 1, so s square plus 1. If you take this derivative, you get this 2s, so you can use this 2 over here, because you know that this is actually 1 s power 1, so this is as 1, so you have to place this 2 over here and you have to solve this thing. So you can see that the first array table, this column turns out to be 1 1 1 1 2 1. It's 1 1 2 1, and there is no change of sign. It means there are no roots in the right half plane. There are no roots in the right half plane, so the system is said to be stable. Now let's take another example in which all the rows, the complete rows turned out to be 0. So in that case, you can use the same procedure as well. This is the equation S5, S4, S3, S2, S1, and S0. So as starting from S5 to S0, the coefficients were 1, 2, 1, and again 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So the first row as a whole becomes 0 after the procedure, that is this thing minus this thing divided by this thing. Similarly, this thing minus this thing divided by this thing, these both get 0. So to avoid that, you have to use this auxiliary polynomial equation. So this S4 plus this 2s square plus 1. When you take the derivative of this term, you get this 4s3 plus 4s. So this 4s3 and 4s. So this is s3. So this is automatically 4s3 and 4s. So instead of this 00, you just have to put this 44. And then again you start solving this, and again in the next step you see that there is basically a 0 over here. So you have to use the same the upper equation, the auxiliary polynomial, that is s square plus 1, and if you take the derivative, it turns out to be this 2s, and you have to put this 2 over here in the next step. And after that, after the complete equation, you get this 1 1 4 1 2 1. So you see that there is no change of sign in this table, in this route array, the first column. So you can conclude that there is no roots in the right half plane. So you can say easily that the system is stable. Now let's talk about this another case, the second example of this case, when the complete row is basically is equal to 0, and in the second step there is one term, which is the first term is equal to 0. So the first term, let's solve this example. The equation was s4 minus 1. So if you do this thing s4 minus 1, so this starting from s4 and goes to s power 0, and the value of this 4 was, you can see that this was 1 and then 0 and then again minus 1, and all the other terms were kept as 0. So you see that the equation turned out to be all zeros. The rows are, the complete row is 0. So to avoid that, you have to take the upper equation, that is s4 minus 1, and you have to take the derivative of that. So when you take the derivative of that, you get 4s3. So it means the coefficient with the s3 is basically 4. So the coefficient with the s3 is basically 4. You have to replace this 4 with this instead of this 0. After that, you solve, you 4 multiplied by 0 minus this thing divided by 4 turns out to be again 0. So you have to replace it with the epsilon, and the next term will be 4 multiplied by this minus 1, so it becomes minus 4. 4 minus 0 divided by plus 4, it turns out to be minus 1. So there is no complete 0 row. Instead, there is only 1 0, that is the first element of the row. So you have to replaced it or substituted it with epsilon sign, and the same thing happens again. You have to keep this thing greater than 0 to avoid the sign change. But if as long as you keep it greater than 0, you can see that in the last equation, the last row is also basically -1. So there is no effect of this thing, because the system is you see that this is 1 4 epsilon. Let's say this epsilon is greater than 0, so this is also positive, this is also positive, and in the last step it is negative. So whatever you do, there will be on at least one root. There will be at least one root that will be on the right half plane. So the system is said to be unstable. So these were the two cases in which either the first element is 0 or the complete row is 0. These are the two special cases in which you are dealing with. So let's conclude our this RH criteria. So the advantages are mentioned over here. There is no need to explicitly compute the roots of the polynomial. Polynomials including undetermined parameters can also be found out using this method, and you can use this method to compute the parameters of plants or any controller parameters in the feedback systems. And the disadvantage of this thing is basically exponential functions. Because of that, you have to deal with the delay. Actually, there's a lot of whenever there comes exponential function, you have to have some of the complexity problem. There will be because of the you know that the derivative of exponential turns out to be the exponential itself. So if you take the derivative of, because there were several cases in the previous example in which we took the derivative of the auxiliary polynomial. So as long as you are using the exponential functions, you will be facing some kind of delay that is known as the computational delay or the complexity cost that is associated with this RH criteria. So this was all about the second part of lecture number 12. I hope that you have learned quite a lot, and this is not the end of this RH criteria. We will be solving 2 or 3 very complex problems associated with this RH criteria, and by complexity I mean there will be involvement of this block diagrams as well, and we will find the value of k for which the system is said to be unstable and or stable. So stay focused and keep practicing on this equation. And if you face any questions or if you face any confusions or queries, you can contact me on my email as well if you are not able to attend the class for any reason. So I am there for you on the email as well. So I hope to see you in the class. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.